A great white shark is supposed to be untouchable. 2 tons of muscle, rows of teeth designed to tear through anything in its path. In most oceans, it answers to nothing, until something answers to it. Researchers tracking sharks off the coast of South Africa noticed something strange. Healthy great whites were disappearing from their usual hunting grounds. When they finally found one of the missing sharks, it was floating near the surface, no bite marks covering the body, no shredded flesh, just a clean opening between the pectoral fins. The liver was gone. Witnesses later described what happened. An orca struck the shark from below with force, flipping it upside down. When a shark is inverted like that, it enters a state called tonic immobility. Its body goes rigid. It stops resisting. For several minutes, it cannot fight back. The orcas held it there, opened the body cavity with precision, and removed the liver, the most energy-rich organ, before letting the rest sink. After encounters like this, tagged sharks abandon entire regions. Some did not return for months. In places where great whites once ruled, their presence dropped sharply after orcas began patrolling the area. Apex predators were retreating. That is not normal predator behavior. That is ecosystem-level pressure. And here is where the contradiction begins. We classify orcas as mammals. They are warm-blooded. They breathe air. They give live birth. Mothers nurse their calves for years. Their ancestors once walked on land before returning to the sea. Mammals come with limits. They burn energy fast and must surface to breathe. They rely on bursts of strength or endurance. Even when they hunt in groups like wolves on land or lions in the savannah, the strategy is simple: surround the prey, chase it down, overpower it with numbers. Mammals are not known for dismantling rival apex predators with surgical precision. They are not expected to reshape entire marine territories through coordinated pressure. Yet orcas do exactly that. They fit every biological rule of a mammal, but their behavior breaks the pattern. Orcas follow mammal biology, but they don't follow mammal rules. And once you notice that gap, the label starts to feel incomplete. In Antarctica, a seal rests on a thin sheet of ice. It watches the water below, safe from anything swimming underneath. Then dark fins cut through the surface. The orcas do not rush. They spread out in a straight line. They turn together. Then they surge forward at the same time, pushing a wall of water toward the ice. The wave crashes over the surface and sweeps the seal into open sea. It is over in seconds. The seal never touched a tooth until the moment it fell. Switch oceans. A tight ball of herring twists in silver flashes beneath the surface. Orcas circle below them. One releases a curtain of bubbles that rises like a net. Another slaps its tail with controlled force, stunning fish near the edge. The school compresses tighter and tighter until it becomes a single living target. Then the pod strikes in turns. No chaos, no random biting. Each whale takes a position, feeds, and moves aside for the next. Move to the coast of Argentina. A young sea lion waits near the surf. An orca rides a breaking wave straight onto the beach, sliding its massive body onto the sand, just long enough to grab the prey before twisting back into deeper water. The move is dangerous. If the timing is wrong, the whale can be stranded, yet they repeat it again and again. Young orcas practice in shallow water, lunging onto the shore without taking prey, learning the timing of waves before they ever attempt a real capture. Shift again. A pod targets a whale calf. Some members create noise and splash near the mother. Others block escape routes. The calf is pushed away from protection. The roles change mid-hunt. The whale that was chasing now blocks. The one blocking now advances. The attack unfolds in stages, as if each member understands its part without confusion. This isn't instinct. Instinct is chaotic. This looks rehearsed. Across oceans, across prey types, the pattern remains. Coordination, positioning, timing. No single orca dominates the moment. The pod functions like a unit, adjusting in real time. And then there is something even more revealing. The young are not born knowing these methods. They learn them. They watch adults generate waves. They attempt the move and miss. They try again. Mothers guide them, sometimes allowing smaller prey to escape, so calves can practice without risk. Some techniques take years to master. Intentional stranding, for example, can require long periods of rehearsal before it is performed cleanly. That means these strategies are not simple reactions. They are passed down. When a hunting method exists in one region but not another, when it stays within certain family lines for decades, when it must be practiced before it works, it stops looking automatic. It starts looking inherited. If tactics are learned, something else is happening. If these hunting methods were just instinct, they would look the same everywhere. They don't. In the Pacific Northwest, one group of orcas spends most of its life chasing salmon. These are known as resident pods. They travel in large family groups and fill the water with sound. Clicks echo constantly as they scan for fish. Whistles and calls move between members while they feed. Their entire lifestyle is built around one main prey source. In the same waters, another type of orca passes through. These are called transients. They hunt seals, sea lions, and even other whales. They travel in smaller groups, and when they hunt, they go silent. No clicks, no whistles, no warning. They shut down their own echolocation because marine mammals can hear it. Sound would give them away. Same species, same ocean, completely different rules. Move to another region, and the pattern shifts again. In some areas, pods specialize in sharks. In others, they target rays or whale calves. Even when different prey are available, certain pods ignore them. They stick to what their group has always hunted. That is not random behavior. That is specialization. Each pod also carries its own dialect. The calls used by one family line can sound different from those used by another. Calves are not born knowing these sounds. They learn them from their mothers and relatives. A pod's dialect can stay stable for decades, acting like a shared identity that separates them from neighbors. Prey choice, hunting method, communication style, all of it stays inside the family. When a young orca grows up, it does not choose its strategy alone. It inherits it. It joins the same prey type, uses the same sounds, and practices the same techniques as the pod it was born into. And this is where the shift happens. The individual orca is powerful, but it's the pod that thinks. A single whale is strong. A pod is something larger. Knowledge does not disappear when one member dies. It moves forward. It builds. It refines. A hunting technique learned by one generation becomes normal for the next. That changes the speed of adaptation. If behavior is learned, evolution does not have to wait for slow genetic change. A new tactic can appear within a generation. A pod can adjust to a new prey source without waiting thousands of years. We labeled orcas as mammals and focused on their bodies, lungs, warm blood, bones. But the real engine is not anatomy, it is culture. Once you see that, the predator looks different. Not just powerful, not just intelligent, organized. And that is where the story stops being about a single animal and starts becoming about a system. Culture does not run on instinct alone. It needs something powerful behind it. Inside an orca's skull is one of the largest brains in the animal kingdom. It weighs several kilograms and is highly folded, which increases the surface area used for processing information. But raw size is not the point. What matters is how that brain connects individuals into a functioning unit. Orcas communicate on multiple levels. Their clicks are used to map the environment. These short bursts of sound bounce off objects and return as echoes, allowing them to detect fish in dark water and sense movement far beyond eyesight. Whistles are different. They are more directional and often used at close range, like private signals shared between pod members. Then there are pulsed calls, loud enough to travel long distances, carrying identity and coordination across open water. But the most revealing detail is not how much noise they make. It is when they choose silence. During fish hunts, resident pods fill the water with sound. During marine mammal hunts, transient pods reduce vocalization to almost nothing. They suppress echolocation to avoid alerting prey that can hear it. That requires awareness, not just of the environment, but of what the target can detect. Within a hunt, roles shift without visible commands. One whale drives prey forward, another blocks escape, another waits at the edge. Positions rotate mid-event without hesitation. There is no single leader directing every move. The pod adjusts as a group. Memory strengthens this system. Orcas recognize relatives after years apart. They return to the same feeding ground season after season. Techniques survive across generations. A matriarch can carry decades of environmental knowledge, guiding younger members through changing conditions. Evidence also suggests strong social bonds. Mothers stay with offspring for many years. Individuals have been observed supporting injured pod members and remaining near deceased calves for extended periods. Emotional attachment appears to reinforce cooperation and stability inside the group. Taken together, this is more than intelligence. It is coordinated intelligence. Information flows between individuals, experience compounds, decisions emerge from the network rather than a single mind. They don't behave like individual mammals. What you're watching isn't a single predator thinking, it's a network deciding. And once intelligence becomes organized like that, the predator is no longer just strong or smart. It becomes structured. For years, we looked at orcas and saw a label: mammal, warm-blooded, air-breathing, intelligent dolphin relative. That label quietly shaped our expectations. We assumed they would operate within the same limits as other marine mammals: strong bodies, social bonds, coordinated hunts, but nothing beyond that. That was the mistake. Being an apex predator is not the shocking part. Sharks are apex predators, lions are apex predators. Many species sit at the top of their food chains because they are faster, larger, or stronger than their prey. Physical dominance explains a lot in nature, but with orcas, dominance is only the surface. What truly sets them apart is not their size or their bite force. It is the continuity of knowledge inside their pods. Hunting methods refined across generations. Dialects that preserve identity. Strategies that shift when prey changes. Silence used as a weapon. Cooperation that adapts in real time. Their advantage does not reset with each new calf. It accumulates. That changes the equation completely. When a species can pass down learned behavior reliably, it does not rely only on slow genetic change. It can adjust faster than its environment expects. Entire ecosystems respond when certain pods enter an area. Shark movements shift. Seal behavior changes. Prey species alter migration routes. This is not just predation, it is influence. We expected a powerful marine mammal. What we found is closer to a moving society, families carrying shared tactics, memory, and communication across oceans. Not a civilization in the human sense, but something organized enough to shape the sea around it. They did not break biology. They still breathe air, they still nurse their young. They still belong to the mammal branch of the tree of life. But behavior rewrote the outcome. They didn't just become apex predators. They didn't just rise to the top of the food chain. They rewrote what a mammal can be. And if culture can turn a predator into this, imagine what the ocean hasn't shown us yet. If you want to explore the next hidden layer of the ocean, the behaviors scientists are only starting to uncover, make sure you subscribe and stay with this channel. The deeper we look, the stranger it gets.